I don't often make curtain speeches, but here I am. I wanted to come out and tell you all, let you know how much we appreciate you as parents for loving and supporting us, not only the program, not only your children, just the whole entire package. I am so grateful that Joyce started this thing that she started so many years ago. And I'm happy to have all of you part of it now. I'm happy that all the other students that have gone through it before. We had a wonderful alumni production that was just a testament to what we have been able to accomplish here. We try to get the kids together. We try to get them to have fun. We love it when they have fun. And so, in spite of Macbeth being a tragedy, there's a lot of fun in it. And so we hope that you enjoy this show, and we're going to turn on a little more music for you, and then we're going to start. So thank you. Thank you very much.
When the battle's lost and won. That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth.
I come, grey Malkin.
Had it calls, anon.
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and fill the air.
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hearty soldier fought, gainst by captivity. Hail, brave friend! Say'st to the king the knowledge of the broil, as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood. Brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name. Disdaining fortune with brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution. Like valor's minion, carved out his passage, till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, until he unseamed him from the nave to the chaps, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
O valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
Mark, King of Scotland, mark! No sooner justice had with these valor armed, compelling these skipping kerns to trust their heels. But the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arm and news of husband men, began a fresh assault.
Dismay not this our captains Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or the hare of the line. If I say soothe, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks. But I am faint. My catchers cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. Go get him surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
What a haste looks through his eyes, so should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king! Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself with terrible numbers, assisted by the most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a most dismal conflict, till that Belladon's bridegroom, Lacton Proth, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point rebellious, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and, to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness!
That now, Swino, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he dispersed at St. Comb's Inch $10,000 for our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I write thee, which the rump-fed Runyon cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the Tiger. But in a sieve I'll dig a sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do. I'll give thee a wind. Thou art kind.
I another.
I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the places that they know. I, the shipman's card. I'll drain him dry as hay, sleep shall neither night nor day. Hang upon his penthouse lid, he shall live, a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest-tossed! Look what I have. Show me! Here I have a sailor's thumb. Racked as homeward he did come.
A drum! Macbeth doth come.
The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is it called to forest? What are these? So withered and wild in their attire that seem not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on't. You seem to understand me by each at once her skinny finger laying upon her choppy lip. You should be women, yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that which outwardly ye show? My noble partner here you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can, look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not. Speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail!
Lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt be king, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail!
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. Why, Sinel's death, I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting? Speak, I charge you!
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Oh, would that they had stayed.
Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes reason prisoner? You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor too, went it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture into the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises will contend, which should be thine or his.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master Thanes, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And, in earnest of a greater honor, he bade me, from him, call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
Can the devil speak true?
Thane of Cawdor and Glamis, the greatest is behind. Thank thee for thy pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings when they that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promise no less to them?
That entrusted home might yet enkindle you into the ground, but 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm. The instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word I crave.
This supernatural soliciting cannot be good, cannot be ill. If ill, why hast it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose image doth cause my hair to unfix and cause my heart to knock at my ribs against the use of nature?
Look how our partners wrapped. Worthy Macbeth led us towards the king.
Let us think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having weighed it, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back. But I have spoke with one who saw him die, who did report that very frankly he did confess his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthy cousin, sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Our duty is to your throne, state children, and servants.
I've begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing, noble Banquo.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton and fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know that we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm. Whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor, which is not used for you. I myself will be the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Banquo,
The Prince of Cumberland. Here lies a step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap. For in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires.
true worthy Banquo, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him, whose care has gone before to bid us welcome.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood, wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time, with hail, king that shall be. This I have thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shall be what thou art promised. Yet I do fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness that should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily. Wouldst not play false, and yet would strongly win. Thou hast, great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou wouldst have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do, than wishest would be undone. Oh, hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits into thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who, were it so, would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows hath the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending, he brings great news. The raven himself is force, which marks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits who tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the head to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, and stop up all access and passage to remorse, that no compunctuous visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substance you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife not see the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold! Hold! Oh. Great clouds, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest wife, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He who's coming must be provided for, and you will put this night's great business into my dispatch, which to all our nights and days to come shall bring solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We shall speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
Hath a pleasant seat.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, where they most breed and haunt, I have observed the air is delicate.
See, our honored hostess, the love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank as love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God ild us for your pains and thank us for your trouble.
All our service in every point done twice and then done double were poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old and the late dignities heaped upon them, we rest your hermits.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We course them at the heels, but he rides well. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever.
Give me your hand, and conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him.
done, 'twere done quickly. And if the assassination could trammel up and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. Yet in these cases we still have judgments. That would we teach, bloody instructions which being taught return to plague the inventor. He's here in double trust, first as his subject and kinsman, then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. I have no spurs to prick the sides of my intent, but rather only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other.
He is almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he called for me?
No, you not, he has.
Oh, we shall proceed no further. He hath honored me of late.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it once did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live like a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would like the poor cat in the adage?
Pretty peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now doth unmake you. I have given suck, I know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, as it were smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have to have done this.
And if we should fail?
We fail? But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather his hard day's journey will soundly invite him, his 2 chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be like a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Will they not perceive, and we have marked with blood these sleepy 2, in his own chamber and with their own daggers, that they themselves have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up, every corporal agent to this terrible task. Away, and mock the use of time with fairest show. False face must hide what false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take 'tis later, sir.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
All's well. Last night I dreamt of the 3 weird sisters. To you they've showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we should spend it with some words upon the matter, if you would grant the time.
At your kind leisure.
Good. Repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
Go. Bid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not? Fatal vision to feeling as to sight. Thou marshalest me in the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. I go, and it is done. The bell urges me on. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell to summon thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. That which hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace! It was the owl that shrieked. The fatal bellman that gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What ho?
Alack! I'm afraid they've awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark, I laid the daggers ready. He could not miss 'em. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. Oh, my husband!
I've done it. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owls scream and the crickets cry. Didst thou not speak?
When?
Now?
As I descended?
Aye.
Hark, who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
'Tis a sorry sight.
Foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep. The other cried, murder! As though they did see me with these hangman's hands, I stood there and listened them. But they, saying their prayers, addressed them again to sleep.
Consider it not so deeply.
Another cried, God bless us! The other, amen, as though they did see me with these hangman's hands. I listened their fear. But when they did say, God bless us, I could not say amen.
These things must not be thought of after these ways, so it will make us mad.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
My worthy lord, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things. Go get some water and wash this filthy witness. Why did you bring the daggers back from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleeping grooms with blood.
I will go no more. I'm afraid to think upon what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Oh, whence is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise does appall me? Hark, what hands are these? Oh, they pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash the blood from these hands? No, rather, this hand will the multitudinous seas in incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of the steed. See how easy it is, then. Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark, more knocking. Go, put on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Oh, wake Duncan with thy knocking. I would thou couldst.
Indeed, but man, with Porter of Earlgate, he should have all turned in the key. Knock, knock, knock! Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, I've knocked an owl you. Here you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock! Who's there in the other devil's name? Here's an equivocator that could swear on both scales against either scale, and committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock! Who are you? Faith, here's an English tailor, come for stealing out of a French hose. Come in, equivocator. Here you may never roast your goose. Knock, knock, knock! Never at quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. Oh, devil potted it no further. I had thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second dawn. And drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things is drink a great provoker of?
Nose painting, sleep, and yawning.
I do believe that drink gave thee the lie last night.
Aye, that it did, sir, and the very throat on me. And though I think it too strong for it, though I had it by the leg sometimes, though I made a shift to cast it.
Uh-huh. Is thy master stirring? Ah, our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, Beau.
Is the king stirring, worthy thane?
No, not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I've almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today.
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly where we lay. Our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, lamenting could I the air strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events, new hatched to the woeful time.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror! 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 Most sacrilegious murder hath broke out the Lord's anointed temple and stolen thence the life of the building.
What is it you say, the life?
Meaning his majesty.
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight. See, and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell. Murder and treason. Banquo and Donalbain, Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look upon death itself. Up and see the great doom's image. Ring the bell.
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet called to parley the sleepers of this house? Speak, speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, Banquo, our royal master's murdered!
Oh, alas, what, in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I prithee, contradict thyself and say it is not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a happy time.
What is myth?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
Oh. By who?
Those of his chamber that seemed to have done it, their hands and faces were embadged with blood. So were their daggers, which in wiped and found upon their pillows.
That I do repent of my fury. I did murder them.
Oh, wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious in a moment? No man. There lies Duncan, his silver skin laced with golden blood. There the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love?
Oh, help me, Hansel! Look, the lady.
What to be spoken here, where our fate hid in an augur hole may rush and seize us. Let away, our tears are not yet moved.
Nor a strong sorrow from the foot of motion.
Look to the lady. And when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer in exposure, let us come together and question this most bloody piece of work, to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us, and in the great hand of God I stand and fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So all.
Let us briefly put on manly countenance and meet in the great hall.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show what unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy.
I'll to England.
To Ireland I. Our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer, for where we are there's daggers in men's mouths. The near in blood, the nearer blood.
The murderous shaft that's shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the air. Therefore, to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. For there's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
Within the volume of which time I have seen hours dreadful and things strange, but this sore night hath trifled former knowings.
Ah, good father, thou seest the heavens as troubled with man's acts.
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, an owl, hawked at and killed by a mouseham.
And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls as if they would make war with mankind. To the amazement of mine eyes which looked upon it. Here comes the good Macduff. How goes the world, sir? Now.
Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's 2 sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He's already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where's Duncan's body?
Carried away to Cornkill, sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Are you to Scone?
No, cousin Otto Fife.
Well, I will thither.
No. Now you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robes be easier than our new.
Farewell.
God's benson be with you, and with those that will make good of bad and friends of foes.
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glams, all as the weird women promised. And I fear thou playedst most foully for it. Yet, it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here is our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, 'twere as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your royal highness command me, to the which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie, forever knit.
Ride you tonight?
Aye, my good lord.
Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill the time twixt this and supper. Got not my horse the better, I must become a borrower of the night.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their bloody parricide, but rather filling their hearers with strange intentions. But of that tomorrow, when wherefore we shall have matters of state craving us jointly. Hie you to horse, adieu to you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so commend you to their backs. Let every man be the master of his own time till 7 at night. We ourselves will remain in our chamber alone till then. While then, God be with you. Pray you, sirrah, a word. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Go, bring them hence. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they held him father to a line of kings. For Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them the gracious Duncan have I killed. To make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings? Hark, who goes there? Go, wait at the door till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, Now have you considered my speeches? Know that in times past it was he that held you so under fortune, when you thought it was our innocent self. Thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
Do you find patience so predominant in your nature that you can forgive this? Art thou so gospeled as to pray for this good man whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue ye go for men. Now, if you have station in the file, I, not being the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I'll put that business in your bosom, whose execution takes off your enemy and grapples you to the heart and love of us that hold our health but dearly in this life, which in their death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, that I would set my lie at any chance to mend it or be rid of it.
You both know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So was he mine, and though I could with bare-faced force sweep him from my sight, yet I must not. For friends that are both his and mine, I to your assistance do make love, and mask these things from the common eye.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives.
Your spirit shine through you. Go, abide within, I'll come to you straight. His son Fleance, that keeps him company, must accept that dark fate of the hour. Resolve yourselves apart, I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
Go, abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
I'm at him. He returns again tonight.
Say to the king that I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Naught had, all spent when our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep yourself alone of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which indeed should have died with them they think on? Things done without remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
Better be with the dead, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace, than on torture of the mind to lie. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well.
Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
I will, and so I pray will you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him with eminence with both eye and tongue, and make our faces visards to our hearts, concealing what's within.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dearest wife. Thou knowest Banquo and his Fleance lives.
What's to be done?
Remain innocent of the knowledge, dearest chick, till thou can applaud the deed. Things ill begun often make themselves strong by ill. So, follow me.
But who bid thee join us?
Macbeth.
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices in what we must do to the direction just.
Then stand with us.
Hark! I hear horses.
Give us a light there! Ho!
Then 'tis he. The rest who are within the note of expectation already are in the court.
His horses go about.
But he does usually from hence to the palace gate.
A light, a light.
'Tis he.
Stand to it.
It will be rain tonight.
Then let it come down!
Oh, treachery! Fly, good Fleance, fly! That thou mayest revenge!
Who Who did strike out the light?
What's not the way?
This would run down the sun's flood.
We have lost just half of our affair.
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
And at last the hearty welcome. Myself will play the humble host and mingle with society.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
There's blood on that face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
Hast thou done it?
His throat is cut, that I did for him.
Thou art the best of cutthroats.
Most royal sir, Fleance is escaped.
Then comes my fit into the list. I had else been perfect. Well, get thee gone. We'll hear ourselves again tomorrow.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold that is not often vouched.
Sweet remembrance, and good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit.
You please us, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which one of you have done this?
Done what, my lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Shake not thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is unwell.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. I pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he will be well again. If you much note him, you will offend him and extend his passion further. Feed and regard him not.
Are you a man?
I, and a brave one, look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, they would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire authorized by her granddam. Shame itself. When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Prithee, see there. Behold, look, lo. Oh. What care I if thou canst not speak to?
Quite unmanned and folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie for shame! My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Dear friends, do not muse at me. I have a strange affliction, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all, then I'll sit. Give me wine, fill full. I drink to the general joy and health of the table, and to our friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would that he were here. Oh, avaunt, and quit my sight. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Hence, horrible mockery, unreal sight, hence! Being gone, I am a man again. Pray, sit still, sit still.
Displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with the most admired disorder.
You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such things and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine are blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you speak not, he grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend your majesty.
A kind good night to all.
They will have blood, and blood will have blood. Stones have been known to cry out, trees to move. What's in a night?
Almost at odds with the morning, which is which?
How sayest thou Macduff denies himself at our great bidding? I will to the weird sisters again. More shall they speak. For now, I am bound to know by the worst means the worst. I am in blood steeped, too far. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. That I should wade no more. Returning were as tedious as go o'er. I have in my mind strange things that will to hand which must be acted upon ere they be gone.
You lack the season of all natures, sleep.
Come, let us to bed.
Have I not reason? Beldams that you are, saucy and overbold, how did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, to share the glories of our art. And what is worse, all you have done has been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who as others do, loves for his own ends and not for you. But make amends now and get you gone, and at the pit of Acheron meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your spirits and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. I shall conjure up such artificial spirits as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him on to his conclusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear hopes above wisdom, grace, and fear. And as you all know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark, I'm called. My little spirit, see, sits on a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again. For from broad words, and 'cause he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid, wake Northumberland and warlike seaward, and this report has so exasperated the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute "Sir, not I," the cloudy messenger turns me his back, and hums as hooches say, "You'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer."
Some holy angel fly to the court of England, and enfold his messenger come that a swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country. On your hand of prayers!
I'll send my prayers with him.
Once the hedge big wind. Stop your cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw, toad that under a cold stone, days and nights has 31. Sweltered venom, sleeping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake, high of newt, and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blindworm sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hellbroth boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy Mongolf, of the ravine salt sea shark, root of hemlock dig through the dark,
Add thereto a tiger's chaldron for the ingredients of our cauldron. Liver of blaspheming crew, gall of goat and slips of ewe, slivered in the moon's eclipse, nose of pork and martyr's lips. Finger of bright-strangled babe, ditched the liver by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with the babber's flood, then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the gains. Now all around the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes! Open up, whoever knocks!
How now, you black, secret, and midnight hags? What is it you do?
A deed without a name!
I conjure you by that which you profess. However it is thou knowest, answer to what I will ask.
Speak, demand.
Will answer. Say, would thou rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters?
Let them tell it me.
Pouring sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 farrow grief that's sweating from the murderers, give it, throw into the flame. Come high low, thyself in office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, 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 beware Macduff, beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me. Enough.
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution thanks. Thou hast heart my fear all right. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth!
Had I 3 years, I'd listen 3.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live on, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? Yet, I'll make assurance, double sure, and take a bond of faith, thou shalt not live. What is this that rises like the issue of a king?
But speak not to it!
Macbeth shall ne'er vanquished be until great Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane hill shall come against him.
Ha! This may never be. Who can impress a forest, cause a tree to unfix its earth-bound roots? Sweet, bodements, good. And yet, my heart longs to know one thing more. Tell me if thou art can. Will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more!
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you.
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
How now, you hags? Why do you show me this?
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly?
Come we sisters, cheer up his sprites, and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound, while you perform your antic round. That this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
Whither are they gone? Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar.
Macduff is fled to
to England.
Fled to England!
Aye, my good lord.
Oh, the castle of Macduff I will surprise, I will seize upon fight, and I will give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and any that trace him in his line. I will not boast like a fool. This deed I'll do before the purpose cool.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madame.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom when the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the changes of the season. I dare not speak much further.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I would be much a fool should I stay longer. It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father's dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird. Thou'dst never fear the net nor line, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Was father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Why, who must hang them?
The honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enow to beat the honest men and hang up them.
No, God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, but in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you'll take a homely man's advice, be not found here. Hence, with your little ones, heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm, but I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say that I have done no harm? What are these faces? Where is your husband? I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou may find him. He is a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain!
What do you egg? Young friend of treachery!
Let us seek some desolate shade, and there leave our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like a good man bestride our downfall and birth them. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as it felt with Scotland.
What I believe, I'll wail. What no believe, and what I can redress. As I shall time the friend to will, I will. What you've spoke, it may be so perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well, he hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is.
I have lost my hopes.
Why in that rawness left you wife and child, these precious motives, these strong knots of love, without leave-taking? Maybe rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country! Great tyranny! For goodness dare not check thee. Fare thee well, lord. I would not be the villain that thou think'st, for the whole space is in that tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke, It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds.
Not in the legions of horrid hell. Become a devil more damned than evil to top Macbeth.
But there's no bottom none in my voluptuousness. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. This avarice sticks deeper, and hath been the sword of our slain kings. But fear not yet. All these are portable, with other graces wait.
But I have none. Nay, had I power, I would pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Oh, nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptered, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? When the truest issue of thy throne stands, by his own interdiction accursed, and its blaspheme his breed. Thy royal father was most sainted king. The queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. O my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains hath sought to win me into his power. But modest wisdom plucked me from over credulous haste, and God above deal between thee and me. Well, more anon. Comes the king forth, I pray you?
Aye, sir, there are a crew of wretched souls that stay his cure their malady convinces. The great essay of art, but at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven given his hand. They presently amend.
I thank thee, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the evil. A most miraculous work in this great king. The strangely visited, all swollen, ulcerous, pitiful to the eye, the mere despair of surgery. He cures, put on with holy prayers. Yet the heavenly gift of prophecy and sundry blessings hang about his throne that speak him full of grace.
See, who comes here?
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever-gentle cousin, welcome hither. Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland could create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming hither. Gracious England hath lent us good steward and 10,000 men, an older and better soldier none that Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer that comfort with the like, but I have words that would be howled out into the desert air, where hearing should not lapse them.
What concern then?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me, quickly. Let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the hardest sound they ever yet heard. The castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
Merciful heaven! What man?
My children too.
Wife, babes, children, all who could be found.
And I must be from them.
Be comforted. Let us make medicines of a great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
What all my pretty ones? Did you say all? What all my pretty tickets and they damn it? One fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. Sinful Macduff! They were all struck for thee! Heaven rest them now!
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eye and braggart with my tongue. Bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself, within my sword's length set him, and if he scape, heaven forgive him too.
This time goes manly. Come, going to the king. Our lack is nothing but our leave, and our power is ready. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on with holy instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, and take forth paper. Fold it, write upon it, read it, and afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet, all of this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefits of sleep and do the effects of washing. In this slumbering agitation, besides walking and other actual performances, what at any time has heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and to most me you should.
Neither to you nor to anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
You see, her eyes are open?
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark! She speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damned spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. Oh, hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and a feared. What need we fear? Who knows it when none can call our power into account? Yet, who'd have thought the old man would have so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands never be clean? Oh, no more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all this with your story.
Go to, you have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not, I am sure of that. Oh, heaven knows what she has known.
And here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia cannot sweeten this little hand.
What a sigh is there! The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be, sir!
This disease is beyond my practice.
I tell you, yet again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out of his grave. To bed.
Even so?
To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Will she go to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. She needs more of the divine than any herbs, drug, or medicine. God forgive us all. Remove her from the means of all annoyance. Look after her, and still keep eyes upon her. Good night. My mind she has mated and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenges burn in them, for their dear causes would to the bleeding and the grim alarm excite the mortified man.
We shall meet them near Burnhamwood, for that is the way they are coming.
Who knows if Donalbain be with his brother? For certain, sir, he is not.
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane, he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others that lesser hate him. Do call it valiant fury, but for certain he cannot buckle his distempered cuz within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel secret murder sticking on his hands, and his title hang loosely about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on, to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly wheel, and with them pour we in our country's purge each drop of us.
For so much as it needs to do the sovereign flower and join the leads, make we a march towards Burnham!
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all, till Burnham wood be come to Dunsinane. I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy? Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? Oh, the spirits hath professed. Fear not, Macbeth. No man born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Fly then, false stains. This mind I bear, and heart I swear by, shall not sag with doubt, nor shake with fear.
There are 10,000.
What soldiers, Pat?
The English force, so please you.
Oh, get thy face hence! Satan! This push will cheer me ever, or deceit me hence. Satan!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which has been reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Bring me my armor!
It is not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out horses. Scur the countryside round. Hang those that talk of fear. Oh. Bring me my armor! Well then, how's thy patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord. She is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a diseased mind?
Therein the patient must minister to himself!
Oh, throw physic to the dogs! I'll none of it. If thou canst, doctor, find out her disease and purge it to a sound and pristine health. I would applaud thee till the very echo. That should applaud again. Throw it off! What rhubarb, chyme, or what purgative drug would drive these English hence? Hear a cell of that.
Aye, my good lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Ah, I will fear neither death nor bane till Burnham wood be come to Dunsinane. Bring it after me.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins! I hope the days are near at hand. The chambers will be safe.
We doubt it nothing. What wood is this before us? The wood of Burnham.
Let each soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him, that we shall shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery and report of us.
It shall be done! We learn that no other but the confident tyrant still keeps in Dunsinane and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope.
The time approaches that will, with due decision, make us know what we say we have and what we owe. Thoughts, speculative, their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate toward which advance the war.
Hang the banners on the outer walls. The cry is still, they come. Our castle's strength will laugh with siege to scorn. Whence was that noise?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a work. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Cretes, in this petty pace from day to day, till the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle, life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comes to use thy tongue, thy story, quickly.
Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, then say it.
As I stood my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me enjoy your wrath if it be not so. Within this 3 mile you may see it coming. I say, a moving grove.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang, alive, till famine cling thee. Fear not, till Burnham wood be come to Dunsinane. And now Burnham wood is come to Dunsinane. On, arm and out, come wind, blow rack. At least we will die with harness on our back. Now,
Now, near enough, your leafy screens throw down. You, worthy uncle, shall, with my right noble cousin, your noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well, but do we find the tyrant's power tonight? Let us be beaten if we cannot fight!
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
Tied me to a stake, I cannot fly, but bear-like I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Am I to fear such a one or none?
What is thy name?
Thou wilt be too afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a name hotter as any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, none more fearful.
Thou liest! Abhorred tyrant with my sword, I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
No! Ha! Thou wert of woman born. Swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, that's brandished by that of woman born.
This way the noise is. Tyrant, show thy face! If thou beest slain by no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. Let me find him, forsooth, and more, I beg not.
This way, my lord. The castle is gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble thanes do bravely in this war. The day, almost, itself professes yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die by mine own sword, while I see lives the gashes do better upon them?
Turn, hellhounds, turn.
Of all men, else have I avoided thee. Get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword, thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out!
Thou losest labor. I bear a charmed life that must not yield to that of woman born.
Ha! Despair thy charm. Let the angel thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the name that tells me so. Thou hast cowed my better part of man. Let these juggling fiends be no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of tongue to the eye, but break it to the hope. I'll fight not with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time, painted on a pole, and under it, here you may see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before Malcolm's feet. Though Burnham would be come to Dunsinane, and thou, being opposed of no woman born, lay on Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, hold enough.
I would the friends we missed were safe arrived.
Some must go off, and yet, by these, I see so great a day is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived but till he was a man, that which no sooner had his prowess been confirmed in that unshrinking station where he fought, but like a man, he died.
Then he is dead.
Aye, brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Why then, God's soldier be he! Had I as many sons as I have hairs, I should not wish them a fairer death. And so his knell is nulled.
He's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He is worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score, and so God be with him! Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. Hail, King of Scotland.
Hail,
King of Scotland!
My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be ours, the first that Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which will be planned newly with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad, which fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This and what needful else that calls upon us by the grace of grace we will perform in measure, time, and place. And so thanks to all at once and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.